Hey, what's up guys? T Swizzle here, and this video is going out to Casey Miller. She's a girl that I brought back from Hutch and got her off the street. And I know it's kind of hard for me to open up, especially on YouTube, because I know most of my subscribers are people that go to my school. But this video goes out directly to her, and anybody that has any negative comments, you can leave those comments out because they will get deleted. So, Casey, I love you, and I always will. And I know what's done is done from what happened when you went back to Emporia and now back to Hutch. But at the same time, right now, I'm kind of in my element to be able to open up. And I don't care what people on YouTube think or any of my subscribers think about what I'm about to say. Because most of the people that are probably subscribed to me will probably have a lot of dirty comments, and I don't care what they say or think. So basically, here's one thing that I wanted to show you. Yes, it's getting redone, but this is my element because Gary Lee Wingard, I know, was one of my best friend's grandpas that brought me fishing and whatnot. But what I'm going to say is I love you, and I always will. And with that being said, there's a lot of things that I didn't say when you were with me. And I know you want to kind of get back up to me, which that's one thing that I'm talking about in this video. Because for one, I will never stop loving you no matter what's done is done. The past is the past, and let it stay in the past. But yet again, I still have this gut feeling that if you come back up here, there's going to be a lot of better things that will happen, because I know when you were with me and staying with me at my mom's stepdad's, there's a lot of big improvements that you have made. And not only that, you have this gut feeling that you might lose your family in the process, which I honestly know how that feels like, because ever since my grandma's mom died, I can't really talk to anybody on my grandma's side of the family. I can't, because it always causes too much drama, and it takes death in the family to bring everybody apart and then bring everybody back together. But at the same time, what I'm about to say and before I get fully into this, basically I'm going to do something right quick. Now, take it for granted that this is the reason why I come down here is because, for one, I have something in memory of my friend's my friend's grandpa. And those who are subscribed know who I'm talking about, because they are the ones I opened up to about sexual abuse when I was younger. And I know, and not only that, people judge me for chewing, but every time I quit, kids from Colby or kids from Hitch drive me back to it. And not only that, but now getting back towards Casey. I know I'm jumping all around. I love you, and I always will. And that's one thing that I know you had scares, and they were scared and you had doubts. But I miss us not talking stuff out. When you were starting to get mad, and that, yes, I gave you your time to cool off, but at the same time, we also talked it out. And it seemed like when you were staying with me and my family, it seemed like everything was going good. Better than what it was. Because the reason why I say that, because right now I'm in a completely different mood since you're up there. And I'm down here, because right now I'm thinking of every little thing I can to be able to come get you. And I know one of my classmates has a pilot's license, and he also has his own jet. But at the same time, I'm thinking about asking him, because I know his parents also have money too. But at the same time, when it comes to your parents getting involved, it's like, and I've been in a lot of relationships where their parents got involved to this point, but I never stopped fighting. until it got to the point where it got too toxic and hostile. But since then, I grew up and I know how to put on a fight for something that I truly care about, and I'm willing to do it for you. And not only that, I'm willing to literally die for you in the process. There's a lot of things that, and I can go down the list of what I would sacrifice for you if I had to come up to Hutch again. I would risk staying on the street with you and lose my family completely. And I would sacrifice all the connections that I've had or bridges that I have built up with connections out here. And not only that, I know your parents and some of the other people from Hutch that you know say that they know some of my friends, but all my friends are out here in northwestern Kansas. They all are, and some of them, your family or friends don't even know. And not only that, but this is what I like doing. Yes, you can't fish right now because it's not done yet. But at the same time, I like coming down here to be able to just talk and get stuff out of my chest. And I know another girl's trying to get with me, but I'm not doing it. So I'm not like that. And not only that, I want you. And that's what I also said when you were staying with us, that all I want is you. But at the same time, if your family keeps getting involved, I'm still going to fight. No doubt about it. Because I'll do anything in my power and through the legal system to get you safe and away from drama. And the kids that are from here in Colby that are subscribed, you know how many times I've had to put up with law enforcement here. And you know, most of the time when you get pulled over, I'm the first one to know. And I can't ask what you did to get pulled over. Not only that, Casey, this is one thing that I wanted to try to come out and show you. And also, not only that, I have a lot of friends out here that do have horses. Not only that, my grandma's side of the family, even some people on my grandpa's side, are farmers. And not only do I care about you with all my heart, but I also care about you in the sense of being there for support too. Because I felt like when I first met you, and you opened up to me, and you didn't even know me. You didn't even know my background. But at the same time, and kids from Colby, what I'm about to say, I don't care if you guys make fun of me. I don't care about any of that. Yes, I was raped when I was younger by my older cousin by the name of Sean Guard. But at the same time, I don't let that affect my future. Sometimes I'll get flashbacks from it, but I don't let that bug my future at all. Because I know if I find out he hurts anybody, you bet your ass I will be the first one to step up. And I'll be the first one to step up to testify too about what he has done to me. Not only that, I know what he's done to other kids. But at the same time, what people don't know is when I left back in 4th grade, I got pulled from the home. I was at KVC in Hayes 4 or 5 times. And I've been to a PTRF facility called Youthville in Dodge City where I learned how to ride horses. And not only that, I've been in foster care. I've been in it all. Some kids in this generation, especially I've heard from several of my friends out here about some guys that they were dating that all they cared about was sex and they kept cheating on them. But yet again, I think it goes both ways. And one thing in a relationship that I've been thinking about and that I've developed what needs to be in effect first is that communication skill. Not only that, be able to talk stuff out. When someone gets mad, you gotta be able to de-escalate the situation. From, say if someone's And one thing, guys, from here in Colby High School, I don't put up with someone that harasses a woman or even a girl for that matter. I don't put up with it. And a lot of people know that when they tell me something that's going on, you betcha I will step in if I have to. And one thing that I wanted to read to you, Casey, and I know if you see this, or I showed you the sign up here. It says, I pray that I may hunt for birds until the day I die, and then before I enter the big marshland in the sky, I'll ask St. Peter to grant me just another minute, for all I need is one more bird to fill my final limit. And that's my best friend Douglas Bentley's grandpa's quote, and his family donated this bench. And the reason why I come out here to open my heart out is because, and not only that, he's taught me a lot, especially after my grandpa died. Well, before my grandpa died, he taught me a lot of things about relationships that you have to be careful with. And what I'm about to say can go for everybody to listen to this. Anybody in a relationship, never go to bed angry. If someone's mad, talk it out before you even go to bed. Because in the morning, it seems like everything's fine. And one thing that you guys always have to be able to do is be accountable. When you know you're doing something wrong, you gotta step up and man up to it. Man up to the consequences. I know I never was able to do that when I was younger, but I am now. If I'm doing something wrong legally, I'm willing to man up to it. And not only that, I'm willing to open my heart out to someone that I really care about, in case you're the only one that I've been really able to open up to. Because the first time that I opened up to someone else, they automatically were scared and they ran off. But at the same time, I'm willing to do everything in my power to get you to where you are safe. And not only that, to where you are safe from not only your parents, but from anybody else that hurts you. And I'm going to start walking back now. But I do love you. And I will never cheat. I've never cheated on anybody. At all. And if they cheat and I find out, then we talk it out and say, why did you do that? And I'm not afraid to speak my mind, because there's several times where I've had to speak my mind without a filter on. And for all those who also go here to Colby High School, I don't give a fuck what you say. And not only that, Casey, the reason why I also have gut feelings about being here in Colby is because I've had tires slashed in the front of my grandma's house. And not only that, I've been in situations here in Colby alone where I've had to get legal advice from other jurisdictions. And yes, Colby PD may not like me, or I might not have the best reputation, but at the same time, I'm willing to rebuild that reputation. And not only that, but one thing that people don't know is that when I find someone that I care about, yes, I move in and I step up. Yes, you may have a 4-year-old son, I'm willing to step up to be the best father figure I can. And I'm willing to take you out and do stuff that, and sometimes you have to overcome some of your fears to be able to move forward. But I love you with all my heart, mind, and soul. And not only that, but I'm willing to do anything and sacrifice a lot for you. Because if I had to go up to Hutch and let it play out all over again, I would. Because you're the best person I've ever met. You're the best person that I've ever been able to open up to. So I'm going to call that the end of this video, but at the same time, I'll upload tomorrow and I'll open up more about it. And not only that, I'm willing to talk stuff out with you. And I'm willing to let you come back in. And a lot of songs that I listen to that I would like to have you look up is like I Told You So by Randy Travis. Don't Laugh at Me by Mark Wills. I Do Cherish You by Mark Wills. And most importantly, I Cross My Heart by George Strait. There's a lot of songs that I want to play for you that has taught me not only to be the best father figure I can, but to be the best that I can in every situation. And also to kind of hold my temper off until it's actually fully needed. Yes, I end up in a fight for you, but yet again, I'm willing to fight for you. If someone's hurting you, I'm willing to step in and go hands on. And that's one thing that some guys don't understand is when you're fighting for someone that you love, whether it might be to protect them in any way they can, but if someone's harassing you, and if they keep wanting to escalate the situation, then that's when you have to step in and say, hey, stay out of my relationships. And not only that, I'm not going to say necessarily to fully stay out of my life, but sometimes when you have to escalate that situation, when you're in fear of losing family or anything like that, sometimes you have to be able to step up and say, hey, I want to do this. The best thing you can do, tell them that all you can do is support me in this situation. And let them know what's making you decide to go back to somebody else that you actually were able to trust more than anybody else. And that's one thing that I've had to learn, that sometimes it's easier to beg for permission than it is to, or basically sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. And when I say that, sometimes I have to ask for forgiveness and not ask for permission to do something. But I'm going to call it a video for now. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. And any good comments that you guys can give, then do that. But don't, if you guys leave any nasty comments, they're just going to get deleted. And I'm planning on doing a live stream at some point to also get back into doing live streams. Yes, I may not do any gaming videos at this point in time, but I'm willing to do anything for you, Casey. And I've been calling around to see if I can use a vehicle to come get you. Because I know that's one thing that you want to do, is you want to be able to come back and be with me. And that's one thing that I'm figuring out right now, is how can I improve? And that's one question I asked you several times. How can I improve just for you? And also, not only that, what can I do to be better for you? Because sometimes, and I know with your son, the baby's father left when he found out you were pregnant with his son. But yet again, I know what it's like to do that, because my biological father left when I was born. And yes, the only time he talks to me is when he wants something. But yet again, I don't consider him a father. The only father that I can consider that I've ever really had, or father figures, is the owner of the Boys Ranch I was at in Valley Center. He lives in Goddard, Kansas. His name is Ernest Alexander, and if you guys look him up, yes, he's a black guy. But yet again, he grew up in the civil rights movement. And not only that, my grandpa is the better father figure that I've ever had. Even when it comes to talking about my stepdad, my grandpa will still always be that father figure I've always wanted. because he's never chewed me out for anything. We always talked it out. There's a lot of things that I've learned that I can use in life for the rest of my life. And not only that, but enough for now. I'm going to end up switching back over to listening to music while I walk. But at the same time, Casey, just know that I will always love you. And I'm only one phone call away if you need anything. No matter what it is. If you need to get out of there, all you have to do is call me, and then I figure out what I can do to come get you from there. But I love you. I always will. And don't ever think that I won't be there for you, because I will, for emotional, moral, and even physical support. And I know how a guy ended up making you get put into a boot. And not only that, if I was there and I seen him do it, I would have stepped up. And if he wanted to get into a fight with me, I would let him go hands-on. I would have got him down to where he settled down. And not only that, I would make sure that he learns the consequence for hurting a woman. Not only that, but using drugs. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. And as always, stay awesome and peace.